So just the idea that this came out, that this is coming out, this new GoldenEye. I would have liked to see the play as any Bond. I don't think they've had that in these things. There was a From Russia with Love game that came out with the voice of and likeness of Sean Connery. Sean Connery, the actor, is in retirement. He doesn't do movies anymore, but he came out to voice his voice for the Spy Who Loved Me video game. No, From Russia with Love. I'm sorry. If I said The Spy Who Loved Me, which was a Roger Moore movie, I meant From Russia with Love, which is the second Bond film ever made, and arguably, now I just watched it. I just went back and I watched Dr. No and From Russia with Love and Goldfinger and Thunderball and, you know, all the ones after that. I think it was You Only Live Twice, then the George Lazenby, which I liked a lot personally. I thought it was a strong movie. I think he's a strong Bond. And that was On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And then they did Diamonds Are Forever, which I have to say, upon rewatch, you know, they brought Sean Connery back. I guess a lot of people didn't like George Lazenby, you know, or something. He did a very emotional Bond. It was interesting, but it's also the most undercover he's gotten. You know, in many cases, especially the later the Roger Moore years, he'll have a fake passport or whatever to get into whatever country and do his spy business. But George Lazenby is the only Bond I believed as pretending to be somebody else. It's essential to him getting into Blofeld's, you know, organization. Is he goes undercover as a genealogy expert. I really, really enjoyed On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I'm sorry I couldn't even think of the name immediately, because I thought it's an interesting movie, definitely different. I can see why other people might not like it as much, but I thought he was a strong Bond. And I have to say Diamonds Are Forever, which was the one immediately after George Lazenby. They brought back Sean Connery for one final blow. Horrible movie. Upon rewatch, it doesn't even make sense. Like, I had a lot of trouble making sense of it. But anyway, I recently rewatched all the Bond films, so that's what I'm saying about that. But I like all the Bonds. I have no problems with them. I think they very easily, all the Bonds are still alive, as far as I'm aware. Even Timothy Dalton and George Lazenby, as far as I know, are still alive. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be epic if they could have all the Bonds, you know, share their voices and their likenesses, you know, give the rights for this ultimate Bond multiplayer. And I don't think it would be that technical on the Wii. Obviously, you know, they kind of stray away from doing heavy graphics and things like that on the Wii. But I think the Wii very easily could have handled the different Bonds. I just feel like if you're gonna put Daniel Craig in a GoldenEye game, you should also probably put Roger Moore in the GoldenEye game. I just think it's the right thing to do. But I digress. I've spent far too long talking about that. The GoldenEye game for Wii comes out this November. You're going to like it, or I'm going to like it, or I'm at least trying to convince myself I am, because the original was amazing, and I have a Wii, so I'm looking forward to it, and that is exclusively for Wii this November. And let's see, what else can I say about Bond? Again, I had gone so long and I hadn't seen all the movies. And a few weeks ago, maybe, no, it was April, I had some downtime, so I did watch the originals, and Sean Connery is a good Bond. I mean, he's the original Bond. Now, I guess in order to call Sean Connery a good Bond, you should read the books. What I have heard since my rewatching that Roger Moore captures more of the book Bond, which is interesting to me because many people complain that Roger Moore was too humorous. I think Roger Moore movies like Moonraker, for instance, which again some people I guess frown upon. You know, I've seen that movie the most. I think Roger Moore is my default favorite Bond because I've seen Moonraker about 20 times more than any other movie, any other Bond film. And then Pierce Brosnan movies second to that. So I've seen, you know, GoldenEye, because that all came out when I was a kid. You know, I could see those movies in the theaters. So I feel like, you know, I don't have a favorite Bond. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't have a favorite Bond. I just saved you a few minutes there of me working that out in my head. I don't have a favorite Bond. I really like them all. And if you haven't seen the original, you know, Bond films, You Only Live Twice is my favorite Sean Connery film, followed closely by From Russia with Love. Again, From Russia with Love is, I think, a contender for one of the strongest sequels ever made. And by sequel, I mean second film. I don't mean third, fourth, fifth, sixth, which are all sequels. Goldfinger, an okay movie. I actually, Goldfinger is strong, but I think as far as uh, direct sequels in all different trilogies, things like Back to the Future, is a strong sequel to Back the original. I think From Russia with Love is a serious contender to be, as far as films are concerned, a very strong sequel. So that's a good one. But You Only Live Twice is probably my favorite Sean Connery movie. Again, he's undercover for a while. I don't know if that has something to do with it. It seems like the actual spying is what I like about James Bond movies. I just figured that out. Anyway, just in case this is getting pretty long, I'm going to let you guys go. But this is my Bond-themed Spieler TV weblog because I am just ridiculously excited about this upcoming game. Please leave your thoughts and feedback in the comments. Like I said, I'm off to buy the Lego Harry Potter Wii game, so I'm gonna check that out and probably review that for various other things that I do. But Bond is a strong series, and I very much hope that this will be a strong addition to the collection. And MGM, I mean, it was just recently announced. I don't know how up to date you are. It was recently announced. I mean, MGM Bond 23 is on hold for indefinitely. The movie studio, I think it's MGM, is downhill, either in debt or fast approaching, and they can't greenlight. They can't greenlight the new Bond. So it's given Daniel Craig some time on his hands, like to usurp Pierce Brosnan in yet another way, as it appears he has. So those are just my thoughts. Keep it real and enjoy life. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully, like within a week or so.